first call of the game? And if so, when did you know it, and did you think you could pop it for 75 in the touchdown?
Yeah, I knew it was first call about 2 days ago, but I just trust my lineman. Thank God for having it like that. Trust my lineman, hit the same, and thing was just not to get caught. So.
Jalen, what changed after that play that maybe didn't allow you all to continue to find success on the ground?
I just feel like they were really good up front. That's something obvious. Really good at front. We just got to do a better job of sustaining blocks, just creating movement.
Eric Kane.
Joe, what was Georgia doing to make things difficult for you guys on third downs, or maybe what were you guys not doing to execute on third downs?
They didn't do anything different that we prepared for. Two-man, four-star, cover one. Saw it happen on the first cover one. He hit it through the middle, so they got out of that. Other than that, man, you just got to execute as an offense. You got to keep going. When the momentum's that high, especially in your stadium, you just got to keep going. You got to keep rolling. You got to swing no matter what.
Adam.
Joe, both tackles were out tonight. Spraggs goes down. You've already lost 2 wide receivers. What is it like trying to operate the offense when you've got 2s and 3s coming in?
The same thing I preach in practice. Everybody has to take a rep, no matter who's in. Your starting 5 going, your backups and your backups. You have to be able to understand what's the intent of the play and what we're trying to do with this.
Anything else for these guys, Wes?
Joe, with some of the moving pieces, obviously, a couple guys at receiver have gone out, a couple offensive tackles have gone out, a lot of new pieces there in the passing game. Has that made it more difficult to find rhythm at the end of the day?
No, whoever's in the game got to be able to execute no matter what. You're on a scholarship to come here and play football, so that's what you got to do.
Go right here in the front.
Yeah, and this can be for either one of you. Just can you talk a little bit about how you refocus and get ready, for essentially the end of the regular season next week?
Yeah, I feel like you just got to go in tomorrow, learn from your mistakes. Same thing you do every week, just learn from your mistakes and just go out there the next week and try to operate at your highest level. No matter what, no matter who's out there, you got to be able to operate. The more hard work you put in, the more you'll get out of it. So the more that we go in there with the mindset that how bad do we really want it, Monday practice or Tuesday practice, you got to go in there, you got to attack the day, and then you just got to go execute at the end of the day, no matter what. No problem. Thank you.
Kind of building off that, Joe, you guys have talked about putting together 4 consistent quarters for quite a few weeks now. Can you identify anything that you guys are doing either in the prep or in the midst of the game when you do that compared to the games when you don't?
I don't think there's no game that you don't. I think there's just some times where, as an offense or as a team, you have to be able to just operate no matter what. I feel like when it comes down to playing 4 full quarters, you have to be able to say F the scoreboard and just go no matter what. If you don't, then when you start looking at the scoreboard, that's when the game can creep up on you.
David.
Jalen, you've played at Georgia since you've been here, obviously, and they put so many defensive players in the NFL. How does this defense that you face today compare to the other Georgia defenses that you face?
They all similar. They fly around. They're disciplined, very disciplined, very good up front. Great back end, great DBs. It's just Georgia. I was expecting them to come play how they played today.
Anything else? Thank you, guys.
Second week in a row, third downs were a little bit of a struggle on defense. Was it just getting them in the third manageable, or was it just kind of breakdowns? What did you see on their third down success there?
Yeah, we just, I guess you could say breakdowns. We just weren't winning on one-on-ones. I feel like we weren't, matching our routes and zone coverages. Just weren't executing.
Adam?
Aaron, you played Georgia a few times now, best team in college football, but their personnel's different. Is Georgia team seem better than the ones you played before, about the same? How do they compare?
I say that as far as talent goes, I feel like they've had a little more talent in the past. But what you see out of them is that they, a very sound team, very fundamentally sound, and you know, they play as a team. So I feel like that's the one common thing I've seen from, you know, these past years.
And just tonight with the passing game, just couldn't seem to find any consistency or rhythm. Just what do you feel led to that tonight?
Just not execute. We should have came out and executed more in the pass game.
Eric?
Scroll kind of on that third downs run issue tonight. What were some of the things that Georgia was doing that maybe was enabling you guys from picking up some third down?
They ain't do nothing, they just play man on third downs. We just didn't execute.
Ben?
Aaron, obviously the season hasn't gone the way that y'all want to, and back-to-back tough losses. How confident are you that the team, even going into this last week of the regular season, is still going to be kind of connected and engaged and ready to go next Saturday?
Yeah, man, I feel like we'll be ready to go. I feel like, you know, everybody on this team, mostly everybody, you know, love the game of football. So, you know, next week we get you know, another opportunity to play football. So I feel like, you know, we're gonna do just that. You know, go out there and play ball.
What?
Scroll that, you know, every year is kind of its own thing, but 1 year after having, you know, one of the most prolific offenses, I guess, in college football in this program's history, certainly, it's been different this year. It's been kind of up and down. How is that, to be a part of that, has that been frustrating, like kind of on a week-to-week basis, not knowing exactly what you might get after you had so much success last season as a team?
Yeah, it can get frustrating, but at the end of the day, you just gotta just flush and go out there and ball.
Vince?
Aaron, obviously leadership is easier to do when things are going well. Can you give some examples of leadership that you've seen from your guys and your leaders when things haven't gone well and it's been tough recently?
Yeah, I think, you know, what I've seen from them is just their way of you know, uplifting everybody, you know, trying to keep everybody into the game. You know, when things aren't really going our way, it's real easy to just check out of the game. You know, I feel like our leaders do a good job of trying to keep everybody into the game. That's what I've seen from them.
Go Paige and then Patrick.
Aaron, how would you all evaluate how you all bounce back from Missouri when it comes to tackling and making pre-snap adjustments and all of that communication that happens before the play takes off?
I think we got a little better this week. I feel like our urgency was a little better. Our communication was definitely a little better. Still definitely work on our tackling. I don't think, personally, I didn't tackle well tonight. So, you know, that's always a room of improvement.
Patrick?
Aaron, you guys have been in each of your 4 losses. There's been, the other team's gone on long runs. I think it was 24 straight for Georgia today, I think. How have you guys not been able to kind of slow the momentum for the other team? And is there a similar theme from each of those 4 games that's maybe been the reason why?
What was your question again?
Like each of y'all's 4 losses this season, the other team's going on like long scored runs, scored a bunch of points in a row against you guys and had the momentum, and you guys haven't been able to get it back. Why do you think that's been the case?
I honestly couldn't give you a definite answer. Just went their way, I guess. I couldn't tell you.
Anything else for these guys? All right, thanks, Eric.